You're listening to Heritage Radio Network. HRN is food radio supported by you. Learn more at heritageradionetwork.org. Forno Bravo produces the world's finest modular and assembled pizza ovens. Since 2003, Forno Bravo has provided beautiful and well-made wood and gas-fired brick ovens to homes, outdoor kitchens, restaurants, and mobile businesses around the world. Forno's ovens stretch from basic to professional models, cast refractory, steel, and brick cores, modular kits, and fully assembled ovens to meet any requirement, as well as custom tile patterns, colors, logos, and exterior shapes. Emphasizing variety as well as quality and craftsmanship, Forno Bravo creates the perfect aesthetic for your space as well as solid technology. After thousands of satisfied customers, Forno Bravo is just getting started. Learn more about their products at fornobravo.com.
Hearst Ranch is a proud sponsor of the Heritage Radio Network. The Hearst family has been raising cattle on the rich, sustainable native grasslands of California's Central Coast for over 150 years. Piedra Blanca Rancho in San Simeon is the original Hearst Ranch, founded by George Hearst in 1865. George's son was the famous publisher William Randolph Hearst. In addition to being known for building the iconic Hearst Castle, William was, like his father before him, an avid rancher. In his words, "I would rather spend a month at the ranch than any place in the world." Thanks to one of the largest land conservation easements in California history, a joint effort with the California Rangeland Trust, the American Land Conservancy, and the state of California, the working landscape at Hearst Ranch will be preserved forever. Learn more about Hearst Ranch at HearstRanch.com.
Hi, this is Peter Reinhardt. Welcome to Pizza Quest. I am coming to you today from the Northeast Pizza and Pasta Expo in Atlantic City, New Jersey. It's been a year since we were here, and we're going to start with our very first interview today. It's Sunday morning, early. I'm with Rob Cervoni of Long Island, New York. What's the name of your pizzeria, Rob?
Taglio Pizza.
Taglio
Pizza in Mineola.
Well, that says a lot. In Mineola?
Correct.
Okay, we're going to find out all about that because Rob is not only kind of specializes in Roman style, which we want to hear more about, but was recently on Chopped. And for those of you, should we give them the spoiler alert or what?
Yeah, spoiler alert. I'm a Chopped champion, right? So Chopped is a show on Food Network where basically you get a mystery basket of ingredients, and every single round you advance and someone gets chopped. And it was a pizza-themed episode, and they put basically Roman style against tavern style, against New York style, against Detroit style.
That's awesome. That's kind of a dream competition because people are always arguing about styles and things like that.
Yeah, no, it was fun because Roman style pizza is still relatively new in the United States, and it was great for me to put it on the national stage and give it the respect it deserves. So, and it was a lot of fun doing the show. Very nerve-wracking, but it was fun.
Well, your pizzeria Taglio is, again, the word itself means baked in a pan, right?
Correct. So taglio means by the slice, and in Rome it's implied pizza al taglio, which is implied to be Roman-style pizza. In Rome, it's a street food that they serve by the slice, and it's cut traditionally with scissors or with these shears in the blue steel pans.
And for anyone who has not had it, please take my word for it. When it's done right, it will blow your mind.
When it's done right, and I even said this on the episode of Chop, when Roman pizza is done right, to me, it's the best pizza in the world, and that's what made me fall in love with it.
I fell in love with it right here at the Atlantic City show about 5 years ago when I met Massimo.
Yeah.
And is that who you studied with?
Yeah, Massimiliano is my mentor and was my instructor for Roman-style pizza, and now me and Massimiliano have international pizza school where we teach Roman-style pizza all around the world, and we do pizza consulting. And
so you take it on the road. They don't come to you.
Correct.
You go to them.
No. We have two classes where they come to us up in Fierro, in Brewster, New York, for the Fierro Forni with Mara Forni.
Okay,
we do their pizza university, and then we also do it at my pizzeria in Mineola on Long Island.
That's amazing. So it's a new concept. I mean, for many people, Roman style is new. How's the reception?
Man, people love it. The thing with Roman style pizza is people don't understand it until they taste it. Once they taste it, they're hooked, right? You have to get it sampled, and that's why these these expos are so important. Pizza Expo in Vegas, Pizza Expo here in Atlantic City is really our opportunity to sample out this product and make people fall in love with the Roman style. And we're so fortunate that, you know, me and Massimiliano are kind of the ambassadors for the United States to push Roman style forward. And if you look, I mean, now in the competition this year, there's a Roman style division.
Oh, that's new.
So it's new, and it just makes you realize, like, hey, we're doing our job to push Roman style to the forefront.
And it kind of highlights the fact that pizza is an ever-evolving universe. I remember when there was no Detroit style category, and then all of a sudden Detroit style's on the map, and suddenly now, you know, there's dozens of people entering in that category. So how many are there entries this year in the
So I think
Roman
there's
style?
there's 22 people this year. And
wow, that's a lot.
I think that's a lot for this Atlantic City show, and I think at Vegas it may even double.
Wow.
If they keep it around and there's a good showing. I'm actually going to judge that competition because I was going to compete, but I decided to give I wanted it to be judged correct, and I felt that the only way that I could do that is if I was there judging and overseeing, making sure that the competition had some integrity and Pizza Romana was kept to its standard.
Yeah, and which is, I mean, you're a New York guy, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't grow up with Roman style pizza. How did you get turned on to it?
So my family's from Frosinone, which is a region just an hour south of Rome by car. That pizza is everywhere in that region. So just from going to Italy in the summer times and my grandmother making it and that kind of thing, you know, it's really like it was never really like a gourmet pizza. It was just like kind of a quick, easy thing for you on the go or grab it at a bakery or even for breakfast.
Kind of like almost like a focaccia type thing.
Yeah, and then guys like, you know, Massimiliano and Gabriele Banci and all these guys kind of really made it that artisanal gourmet pizza that we see today.
And I know that Banci put it on the international map.
Correct.
He was the first superstar of that style.
Yeah.
And I've never been to Banci. I've never been to Pizzarium in Rome. I've only had your version, you know, Massimo's, the version that you guys brought here.
Very similar.
But they look different also. It seems like the Banci version is much more bready like and more whole. There's a lot of whole grain and all. How's your style differentiate?
Yeah, so Banci, I can't really speak for him. I don't know him personally, but from what I've seen of his pizza, you know, he's a bread baker first and foremost. He's a bread baker and a baker. So I think his Roman style pizza, a lot of his technique is bread based, whereas Massimiliano's technique is more of a pizza based. You know, and that's kind of. We try to keep it a pizza at the end of the day. We don't want people to call it focaccia or anything like that. We want people to bite it and say, "Oh, this is great pizza."
Yeah,
you know.
And one of the things that the first thing I noticed from my very first bite is how light it is, how light and airy, and yet it's got that wonderful snap. It checks all the boxes.
All the boxes. It's super light, crispy, airy, soft center, tender.
Are you making it here in the Atlantic City?
We are, yeah. We're going to be...
You know, when I get a break, you know where I'm going to be heading.
Yeah, we're going to be at the Fiero booth. Massimiliano's there. He's making pizzas, and we're going to swap in and out. And then tomorrow I'll be judging.
And he's going to come on the podcast.
Yeah, he's coming on sometime today.
Later today?
Yep.
I do it. Later today.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we'll be talking a lot about Roman style over the next couple episodes. Yeah. And but rather than me try to describe it, since you're kind of in the center of the hurricane there, can you describe for people who have never had it what it is, how it's made, how it's different? And again, when I tell people about it, I say, well, like it's kind of like there's like two schools of it. There's the Banci school, and then there's the Massimiliano school.
Yeah.
And I know that for those who are listening, you can go to YouTube and watch some phenomenal videos of Massimiliano, and actually, maybe you have some up there now too, Rob.
So we do a lot of stuff. I do a lot of tutorial stuff on YouTube, not on YouTube, on Instagram. But to describe Roman style pizza, you know, it's a high hydration dough, 80%. It is typically a longer fermentation time, so it's a high protein flour that we ferment up to 96 hours. What that does is it gets the simple sugars all eaten up, so the glycemic index goes down, which makes it super light, super airy, super digestible.
Yeah, let me ask you. So when you said 80%, you said 80% hydration.
80%.
But when I first saw him making it, I thought he was doing as much as 90% hydration.
So
Does that vary?
So I do 80%. I like to. I dialed it back a little bit for my staff and for mass production because we're just so busy. You can go up to 90%.
Does the flour determine that?
Yeah,
to some extent?
you got to use a super strong flour with a lot of protein. I think for me the sweet spot is anywhere from 80 to 85%, and you get the best results. Anything really over that, I mean, it's just experimentation, and it works, but I don't think it's necessary.
But does time matter? Is that a
Time,
big factor?
Yeah, time's a huge factor. So we do direct fermentation, a cold bulk. Sometimes up to 96. Once again, that depends on the flour. There's some really good flour. The Caputo, I use all Caputo products, and
so that I was going to ask you. So I know that there's a lot of flours that could possibly work in it, but your flour of choice right now is Caputo. Which?
Funny enough, me and Massimiliano has two different flours that we like to use. He likes to use Saccharoso, which is one of Caputo's oldest flours, super strong. That he likes to push his fermentation times up past 96 hours. I think he's a little bit of a mad scientist.
He's pushing the envelope
yeah,
always.
He pushes the envelope. Yeah. And then for me, I like the Nuvola Super. Nuvola Super is a Caputo flour. It has a little bit of a
new flour.
Yeah, it's the new flour. Has a little bit of a pre-ferment in it. Technically, it's right on the borderline between a 0 and a 00. And I find that works really amazing at 48 hours. Beautiful, really good flavor.
Yeah.
You get a great crumb structure, a great crisp. I think they really formulated it perfectly.
Is there the possibility of too long of a fermentation if you go to 60 or 70 hours?
So the Nuvola Super, I find after 72 hours it kind of dies out. The sweet spot is right 48, right in between that 48 to 72.
So it's really a different process than his process.
Yeah, really a different process. Look, same technique, same bread baking, same dough making technique, and it's just the fermentation time that varies.
At some point during the day, or today or tomorrow, will you both be baking side by side, and so I can try the difference between your version and his version?
So we only brought his version of the dough today because when you do these shows, typically the fermentation time is always going to be longer because we're traveling from Long Island to Atlantic City. Yeah. So we're going to push the envelope here with the fermentation time. So we felt that Saccharoso was the best option for this show.
So we're going with the Massimiliano version, which means he made the dough a few days ago to get it.
We made it 2 days ago in Mineola.
What booth number? So I know how to find you.
Oh, I don't know the booth number, but it's the Fiero group.
The Fiero booth, yeah. Okay, well I'm just this won't help you who are listening, but it will help me when I'm on the run trying to find it in between tapings.
Yeah, it's right next to the competition area.
Okay, I'll find you. And the other thing that can you talk a little bit about the toppings that you do, the way you finish them off?
So that's the beauty of Roman style pizza, right? There's no right or wrong way to do it, and that's what made me fall in love with it. You know, New York pizza and pizza that you find in Naples or Rome. You know, some of the stuff we do here is they call me disgraziata, which means like, what are you doing putting chicken on a pizza or buffalo chicken? And I'll tell you what, on Long Island at least, buffalo chicken is my number one selling price.
Right.
But why can't we put toppings that we all grew up with that are nostalgic to you and just give the people a better canvas, right? So the Roman pizza, I look at it as a canvas to create beautiful art, right? Anything you want to put on it, anything you could dream to put on it, you can. And you could make it great.
So you don't feel constricted by custom or tradition?
No, I don't. And I think some people do. Like, I know Massimiliano's super traditional, whereas I stray, and some of the stuff I even put on the pizza, he looks at me like I'm crazy. But if you look at the videos of the guys who are doing Roman-style pizza in Italy now, they're putting bucatini inside the Roman pizza, and my friends in Rome are calling me, hey, man, how do I make bacon cheeseburger pizza. And I'm like, guys, I don't even make bacon cheeseburger pizza.
Just make sure you lock the door because people at night are going to come and they're going to be looking for you.
Yeah, I don't even do that stuff. But I've gotten calls saying, hey, we want to put bacon cheeseburger because cheeseburgers in Rome are huge right now.
That's interesting.
And it's crazy to hear that.
But that shows kind of how the influence is kind of slingshot back and forth between the two cultures.
Yeah, I think
Americans love to break the rules.
I think social media has created that. Years ago, you would never see an Italian putting buffalo chicken on a pizza. But I can't tell you how many of my friends in Rome call me and say, hey, how do I make buffalo sauce? Because they don't have that there. They don't know what it is. Or what kind of cheese do you put on the bacon cheeseburger? Well, you need American cheese. Well, what the heck is American cheese? Right?
Like imagine telling an Italian to use American cheese.
Yeah, I don't even know how to explain that to you. Yeah.
Is that what it did? It really American? You can't use like cheddar.
I guess you could. I always tell them, hey, if you could find cheddar cheese, use that.
Yeah.
But it's tough to find. But it just goes to show you that like the renaissance of pizza, even in Italy, and I think it's super influenced by social media because these guys were connected like we've never have been before. Like I post a video and the guys in Rome see it, and then they post a video and I see it, and they're trying to mimic what I do, and I'm trying to mimic what they do, and you get these amazing creations.
And I think that has accelerated sort of the evolution of everything, but especially certainly in this category.
Yeah.
So what kind of things will you be doing here today at the show?
So here today, I was just judging the calzone competition. I was kind of just thrown into that. Not a big calzone guy. It's not my thing, but I judged with an iron fist, I guess. I judged harsh, but it was needed. I'm going to be walking around, tasting everything. And then switching off with Massimiliano back and forth on making some pizza.
In terms of what you're making at your booth, though, are you going to be doing any stuffed? So
we're going to be doing some stuff. We're going to be doing more of the traditional Roman-style pizza because the people who haven't tried Roman-style pizza, this is their chance, right?
Yeah.
People who live in the Midwest where it doesn't exist yet, we want them to taste the traditional version so that they could then either come to our school or, come take our class,
I want to show
or just try to do it on their own.
Well, I think that makes sense that you want to have them experience sort of the foundational version.
Yeah, man.
Before you show them.
The foundations, the fundamentals.
Massimo has a version in my book in Pizza Quest.
Yes.
Right on page 153.
Yep, the double stuffed Roman style.
And that's a photo he sent me.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. It's like, it in a way, it's almost like a calzone.
Yeah. No, it's great. And that's the beauty. Once again, that's the beauty of Roman style pizza. You could stuff it, you could top it, you could cut it in half, and you could make a sandwich with it.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong way, and that's what I love about it. There's endless possibilities with it.
Are there places besides your own pizzeria that are making them? I mean, are they starting to proliferate across the United States?
So I mean, look, we're teaching hundreds of students a month. Some of them are implementing it into their existing pizzerias. Some of them are opening new pizzerias. Some of them come in, just want to learn, and a lot of home bakers want to learn how to do it.
So you get,
so we get all walks of life in there, and I think slowly but surely you're going to start seeing Roman style pop up in a town near you.
There's going to be breakthrough places that will then, like Detroit pizza was around for 60 years before it tipped over.
Correct.
And I think I predicted 5 years ago that Roman style is going to be the next big thing.
Yeah.
And I thought it would happen in 2 years, but it
takes time. The thing with Roman style pizza, it's one of the most difficult pizzas to not only master, but just to do good.
Yeah.
There's really good Roman style, and there's unfortunately some really bad.
You're working with a wetter dough. You're
working with a wetter dough. You need the proper time and temperature for everything. And if you have an existing pizzeria that you're busy with, it's hard to then focus all your attention on this one particular dough that has to be so specific and done right. And even in my place, there's challenges with the walk-in temperature.
Yeah.
Being busy, opening the door, closing the door. Who's making the dough today? Is the yeast perfect? So there's so many variables to have a consistent product.
Now, for listeners who are not in the profession, thank you for bringing those chairs, guys. We're live here at the show, and we just got some more chairs so we can have some people sit around. If people are baking them at home, can they get the pans like does Lloyd Pans, for instance, have a pan that they can buy on the internet
So-
that would be the right pan to use, or what do you recommend?
Yeah, Lloyd Pans has a pan. I'm not sure that it's blue steel. It might be aluminum.
Is blue steel preferred?
Blue steel is very preferred. So Fiero sells all the tools and equipment for Roman style pizza.
So people can order from you.
Yeah. So from the Fiero group, we actually have a list. It's called Massimo and Rob's list. There's blue steel pans, there's the pan grabbers, there's the cooling racks, there's everything you need for Roman style pizza. And me and Massimiliano actually we didn't make it by hand, but we designed the pan grippers.
Oh.
We designed, we handpicked which pans we wanted imported from Italy. The cooling racks, we picked the ones that we like. So everything you see on there, from the scissors to the pans, is something that we hand selected that we personally use in our pizzeria.
That's interesting. So in addition to so for people who just have things at home, you can jerry rig all these things, but to do it the authentic sort of the way that you guys do it,
Yeah,
the tools exist.
We use just about every tool possible, and we know what works and what doesn't. And we asked Peter from the Fiero group, hey, can you build us a pan grabber that has a hook on each side that hooks into the pan where it doesn't wiggle? He's like, yes, absolutely.
Nice.
I'm going to build it. And that's what they did, and you're left with a perfect pan grabber that people in Europe are now ordering from Fiero.
That's cool. So we'll let people who are listening know how they can do that. But let's do that now before we forget. Fiero, is there
I think it's
website?
FieroCasa.com.
Fiero,
Fiero, like a Pontiac Fiero.
Yeah.
The FieroCasa.com, and they have all the
Casa.
tools and everything you need for the Roman style pizza.
Or you can just use keywords and go through Google. You can go,
Yeah.
Roman style pizza tools,
Yes,
whatever. But,
yeah, they'll be there.
what you want is to see what Rob and Massimiliano are recommending.
Yeah, and also if you guys have any questions, they could text me on send me a message on Instagram.
I know you're now. What's your Instagram?
So my Instagram
handle?
is @Rob Cervoni.
Rob
and my
Cervoni,
business,
Cervoni.
Correct. And my business page is @Taglio Pizza.
I'll tell you.
At Taglio Pizza.
Taglio,
Just Taglio Pizza. So you can
Taglio.
find me at both pages. If you message those pages, it's me responding to you. I run both pages.
That's awesome.
So people are sending me questions, and I'm happy to answer all of them.
So you've got, in addition to having a school that you co-teach with Massimiliano and you partner up with Fiero, you also have your own freestanding pizzeria of your own.
I have my own brick and mortar location.
Taglio.
Yeah, it's called Taglio. It's in Mineola, Long Island. Consistently has won best pizza on Long Island. Recently, we were ranked one of the best in the nation. I try to do the right thing. I have all the top quality ingredients. I do things the way I would want my pizza served to me, and I like to represent for Long Island, right? Because Long Island is overshadowed by Brooklyn and Manhattan and Queens. But if you come to Long Island, there's some amazing pizzerias
Where
on Long Island.
on the island is Mineola?
It's literally the center of the island.
Center
It's
of the
really
island.
the hub of Long Island. All the courthouses are there. The main hospital is there. The main train station's there. So it's like a little city in itself.
Do you foresee the possibility that once this gets traction and the brand itself is established, of opening up other locations?
Yeah, so I'm currently looking for my next locations. What helped a lot, obviously, is being on television and winning.
That's right. We've got to talk about that before we lose you.
That helped a lot. I mean, customers seeing a Long Island local on television winning for something like pizza, which is like, pizza's the top of the top for interest for people.
And you went up against some well-known operators.
So winning that kind of put me on the map for Long Island.
That's fantastic, and doesn't hurt the brand, but also these competitions. One of the things that they can do for anybody is raise your credibility and visibility among the community of pizza freaks.
Listen, if you go on Food Network and you win a competition like Chop that millions of people watch and they rerun over and over, you definitely get some street cred.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So.
I remember when Nino won.
Yeah,
and Nino, and there was another pizza competition on Chop with four luminaries in the pizza world. And Nino Caniglio, one of our friends and regulars on Pizza.
Nino's one of my mentors, a really great friend,
and he's a Brooklyn guy. So you were up against the Brooklyn rep.
So basically, what's going to happen now? I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I'll say it anyway. Is that they're going to be doing a Chop Champion series? So they're going to be doing 2 more pizza episodes. So the 4 winners of those pizza episodes are now going to go against each other.
It's a tournament of champions
in a Chop Champion Series. So right now it's me and Nino Caniglio and 2 other winners.
And they're going to be formidable.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, Nino
he himself is formidable.
I'm a little nervous to go.
Nino rarely enters a competition that he doesn't expect to win.
Yeah, man. And for me, going up against Nino, I'd be happy to get second place. So that would be a win in itself.
But you're a star who's in the ascending mode.
Yeah, I'm getting up there. It's
well. Tell us about the Chopped experience before we run out of time, because I think people love to hear sort of like what it's like to do a Chopped thing and what. Some behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah. So behind the scenes, how they found me was they literally sent me a message on Instagram. They said, "Hey, we love what you're doing. We're doing a pizza themed episode, and we want to pit against different styles of pizza because there's so many, and we really don't know anybody else doing Roman style. So would you be interested?" I said, "Yeah, sure." At first, I thought it was a phony, thing.
I'm being played here.
I did some interviews. They came to the pizzeria to see who I was, and I was who I said I was. I made them some pizzas. They're like, "You'd be perfect for the show. Can you film in October?" I said, "Absolutely." So I get there. You don't know who you're going up against. You get there, and it's 5 a.m, and you start making pizzas at 9 o'clock. You don't know what's in that.
Are you allowed to bring your dough? Do they give you anything that advance?
Yeah, so they made all the dough. You give them the recipe, they make it. Obviously, there's not many
people you're really at their mercy.
Yeah, you're at their mercy, but they said that they wouldn't really be judging the dough. But I helped out their corporate chef on how to make that dough.
Good.
So it all worked out, and every round.
Is the equipment really good there when you get where you get?
So that's the funny thing. There's no pizza oven. You're using a regular standard culinary oven that you would find in any kitchen, and you're given a basket of ingredients that you have no idea what it is, and you got to make it work.
Of course, I missed this episode. Can you tell us? Give us an example of what one of your baskets was.
So one of the baskets, like the second basket, was bison sausage, kung pao chicken, and what else was it? It was kale, and honeycomb.
Honeycomb. Wow.
Yeah. So basically,
there's always something in that box that what am I going to do with this?
It's very obscure. So I basically made a version of I had the bison sausage, and it just so happened that in the kung pao chicken there was peppers and onions. So it was kung pao chicken with peppers and onions seasoned in that kung pao sauce. So I actually took the peppers and onions out. I had sausage, I had peppers, I had onions.
Was there peanuts in that kung pao?
There was peanuts in it, but I didn't use those.
You didn't use those, okay.
So I made a bison sausage, pepper, and onion pizza with a fried kale salad on top, and I made my own hot honey.
And that's one of the things that you put it on top, and that's a signature of one way of doing Roman style pizzas is the ingredients go on after it comes out of the oven.
Yeah, so I baked the mozzarella, the peppers and onions first, then I put the sausage on, and then I dressed it with that hot honey fried kale salad on top, and it came out great.
And that was was that your first course? Or
that was the second course.
So you survived the first round. You're in the second round now. You clearly survived the final round.
I survived to the final round. Now they give you a dessert.
Who were you up against in the competition?
I was up Miriam Wiskin, this guy Michael Carter out in Philly at Down North Pizza, and John Carruthers, who is based out of Chicago, and he does like pizza for charity and out of his house. So.
And so who was doing the Detroit style?
So Michael Carter out of Philly was doing Detroit. I was doing Roman, obviously.
I think I have seen him on there before.
Yeah, Down North Pizza. He's got a great story. I mean, he was incarcerated for a little bit.
And he hires other people, second chance.
Correct, and he's a chef. He's a great cook.
I saw him in another competition show.
Yeah. And then Miriam's based out of Brooklyn. And
so that was the New York style. Well, you were up against.
Yeah, she does a New York, like a neo New York style pizza. So I was up against her, and one by one they started to fall. And thank God I was the last man standing.
So and this is sort of behind the curtain stuff, but there's always these cutaways to you talking to the camera.
Yeah.
Does that happen after it's over?
Or so you do all your cooking.
Yeah.
And then at the end, you sit in a chair for 3 hours, and they make you rehash every single thing you did and talk as if you're in the moment doing it there.
Wow, yeah.
It's TV magic. It's crazy, man. Yeah. It's a crazy experience.
So the competition itself, how long did that actually take to go through the three courses?
All day. I think I got the call time was 5 a.m. I didn't get out of there till about 9:30 at night.
But some of that was afterwards. But how about the actual filming of the cooking side of it?
Filming of the cooking is quick. It's like
real time.
It's in real time. It's you get a 30-minute time clock, so you get 30 minutes for each round to make a pizza.
What did you do for your dessert course?
Oh man, I struggled on that one. So they gave me vegan pepperoni. They gave me caramelized freeze-dried pineapple, and then they gave us a pizza cupcake.
That's interesting.
So so basically I took the cheese and sauce out of the cupcake, I fried it, I made like my version of a Roman maritozzi. So I fried it, tossed it in cinnamon sugar.
What's a maritozzi?
A maritozzi is like a brioche bun that's filled with whipped cream. And then they eat it with powdered sugar, and they eat it with coffee for dessert, for like a morning,
like a coffee
breakfast.
pastry. Yeah.
So I made my version of that. I tossed it in cinnamon sugar, and then I filled it with a chocolate mascarpone. And then I did some orange zest, and then I took the pineapple and the pepperoni, and I made like a pineapple strawberry vegan pepperoni jam, and I used that as a dipping sauce for the maritozzi.
That's cool. So you were kind of tapping into your food memory of that particular dish, and then reinventing it.
I wanted to stay on brand. I wanted to keep everything Roman themed and be true to it.
That's a winning formula.
Yeah.
I remember when Rick Bayless won Top Chef, did the same thing. It stayed in his Mexican theme.
Yeah.
And never tried to be what he wasn't.
Yeah. I didn't deviate. I stuck to the fundamentals. I didn't take too many risks, and I stayed true to myself.
Well, I can't wait to see the Tournament of Champions.
Yeah.
So you actually filmed this a year ago. We're now at the beginning of October 2023.
Last year I was in Atlantic City, and I couldn't tell anybody I was going to film.
Yeah.
And it was literally 1 week after Atlantic City Expo, and the whole time I was here, it was all I could think about was in 1 week from now, none of these people know that I'm going to go on.
Yeah, because it's a big deal. Then you filmed it here. When did it actually air?
It aired in March.
So it took about 6 months before it got
funny enough. I filmed it a week after Pizza Expo in AC.
Yeah.
And then it aired while Pizza Expo in Vegas was on. So I watched the episode in Las Vegas with a bunch of my pizza friends.
I remember getting invited to that screening, and I couldn't go.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So we did a screening at that
pizza place. Yeah. Oh boy. So that's the episode that I missed when I was in Vegas.
Yeah.
So now I've got to I guess go on the web and find out when it's going to air again.
You could see it on, they have it on HBO Max or Discovery Plus, and it's also on YouTube. So if you are a paid subscriber to any cable, you just sign in and they let you watch it for free.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to track it down. So do you remember the number? The number of the episode?
So is season 54, episode 14.
Episode 14.
And the episode is called Wanna Pizza Me. I think if you just type in chopped Wanna Pizza Me, it'll pop up.
Pizza Me. Pizza Me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Rob, this is exciting.
Yeah, man.
Congratulations
Thank you
on
so
that.
much.
Suddenly, you're the same guy that you were before the competition, but now everybody thinks of you in a different way. They see you through a different lens.
It's funny how that works,
Yeah. Well, that means that you've arrived, and now people are gunning for you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I wouldn't want it any other way.
Cool. Well, so you're judging here at this expo, this competition today.
Yeah, tomorrow.
And tomorrow you'll be judging, and you'll be at the booth the rest of the time. So I'm going to circle around and come by and see you later on.
It was so great to do this, and you're a legend in yourself.
Well,
your book, I've owned your book for many, many years, all of them, and keep doing what you're doing, and this is great. Well, it was an honor to be here, really.
Well, thanks, and it's an honor to have you on.
Yeah.
Well, we can say, we knew you when.
Yeah. And everybody go get Pizza Quest. It's amazing. There's some great Roman pizza recipes in there.
Yeah, there's a beautiful Massimiliano, your teaching partner and mentor, is featured in the book. And if we get a Pizza Quest 2, then we'll get one of yours in there.
Hopefully
that was one of the rules of the game. Was in order to be in the book, they have had to have appeared on Pizza Quest. Had been interviewed.
Okay, there
so
you go.
we had Mase on, in the past.
Let's do it. So, I'm always ready.
All right, Rob. Well, we'll see you throughout Pizza Expo. And I'll see you again probably in Vegas.
Yep, for sure.
If not sooner.
You got it.
Congratulations. One more time, it's Taglio
Pizza in Mineola, Long Island.
And that's spelled Taglio.
Taglio, and you could find me at Taglio Pizza on Instagram or at Rob Cervoni on Instagram.
You heard it right here. Thank you all for listening to Pizza Quest. Rob, we'll see you around, and we'll see all of you on the next episode.
Pizza Quest is powered by Simplecast. Thanks for listening to Heritage Radio Network, food radio supported by you. keep in touch at heritageradionetwork.org/subscribe.